and a sustainability destination like Uzbekistan?
Of course. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Let me do this. Maybe it will be easier for me. Yeah. So, hello everyone. It's nice to see familiar faces. Deputy Governor of Kharazm. Let me start with the fact that we are celebrating this year the 10th anniversary of the first 787 that joined the fleet of Uzbekistan Airways. It was 10 years ago that helped Uzbekistan to connect directly with North America, especially New York, which is a very important destination for everyone in the world. And this is why we partnered with our partner Uzbekistan Airways, and we brought the 787 simulator that you can find very close to the Samarkand Hall, so you can go and taste and fly with the simulator. We invite you to do that. And very interesting questions, because definitely all these projects can be only realized if you bring people here, and the only way, it's aviation. Aviation connects people, aviation connects freights, so cargo also is needed. When you develop tourism, you need also to sustain that demand with products, fruits. Anyway, you are very rich in fruits and vegetables, but other stuff. So both passenger airplanes and cargo airplanes are needed in this country. There is a clear vision of making this place a center of tourism for Central Asia. If you look at the catchment area, we have 4 billion people around Uzbekistan and let's say Central Asia, 4 billion people. Yeah. So the calculations you did before, if you take only 1% of those 4 billion from everywhere, that's really a good start, right? The fact that President Mirziyoyev has the vision of having Tashkent the hub is a very strong supporter of the tourism industry. You were mentioning that I think tourism's impact on the Uzbek GDP is 3%. In general, it's 10% worldwide. So there is room to go for Uzbekistan, and of course Boeing is also here to support that. The new airport, the new Tashkent airport, will be very key to connect more and more other people, other destinations, not only from the ones so Europe, Middle East, India, China, but also Latin American people who would like to discover a bit, Samarkand, Bukhara.
So, Mario, how much do you think that will be needed to invest in the next 10 years to have a modernized fleet, to have airports, infrastructure, and to have that extra ease of travel, which we all know when we go to more established places of travel?
Well, this is a capital-intensive investment where, we're talking about a lot of money, but the good thing is that Uzbekistan is attracting so many interest in terms of investments and financiers, and we see that also in the aviation industry. The fact that the new airport will be a partnership among 3 key players in the industry is a good sign. I'm hearing a lot from the lessors, leasing companies worldwide, that are very keen to work with Uzbekistan Airways, so this is really good. It shows that there is a strong demand.
I think one of the things which again, the conversation we've all been having is, as a destination, it's often people who don't know about Uzbekistan question its safety.
Yeah.
And I can't think of a safer place to feel when one walks around the streets of the different cities.
Correct.
And when one thinks of what has happened in, the difficulty, you know this very well, having been the ambassador in UAE, of the destruction which world events can cause to the confidence in a tourist destination, and Dubai has suffered, other places have suffered. There is an opportunity here, not to ride on the back of that, but actually just to reinforce what the safety of this place and the openness and the ease, and that's got to be incorporated into air travel, hasn't it, Mario?
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
So Uzbekistan needs to really send the messages through the airports, through the airlines, that it's a safe country. You can find whatever you look for here. It's easy to pay with modern technologies. It's easy to access, to any means that a tourist will require. Yeah.
But again, we were talking about, as well as the benefit of tourism in the ways of jobs and infrastructure and conservation and preservation. There is also with air, Mario, the potential to make this the modern Silk Road, the air freight center between Europe, the Middle East,
and Asia.
China, India, and the whole of Asia. Tell me about that and the potential which that could bring.
Good question. We don't need to say anything because it is happening. Tashkent is getting more and more attention to be a stop, a layover for cargo. We see that, the location, the geographical location of Uzbekistan being, let's say, in almost the epicenter of the new center of the economy, world economy. So you have around you 60% of the worldwide GDP going there. So you are a perfect, and you have a geographical location. The climate also is helping because to be able to load and download merchandises from airplanes, you need to have a climate that helps you. And I think people understood that, and there are more and more flights connecting via Tashkent to Europe or vice versa into Asia.
And Nathan, can I come back to you? So apart from being covered in The Independent, what's the best thing for Uzbekistan to try and do to concentrate on getting its message out from a social media point of view? Where should it be doing it? How should it be doing it? And what effect could this have?
Right now, we're in the age of AI, and there's a lot that can be done using AI as a technology to help promote the country. But I would say...
Can you give us an example?
Yeah, so just as an example, right, there's a lot of messages, there's a lot of conversations that are already happening organically, and just helping to boost some of those existing conversations, creating the forums where those conversations can happen, monitoring them, making sure that you're there and you're aware and you can help to get those messages even further dispersed from what's already happening organically. Because the fact that there's already a base of 5 million tourists coming to Uzbekistan, that's a great foundation to build upon. And it's really just about leaning into that and using some of the existing resources to help amplify those voices and get that message out there. And so, yeah, I think Uzbekistan is very well positioned for a continued growth in the tourism sector.
I want to come back to Abdulaziz to tell me about some of the things which are happening. There's a new museum happening here. There's the potential for an airport. You've got a president who has given his total commitment to tourism being a major strand of your country's development. So what's the excitement for you, and what are you looking forward for us all to be able to see in the coming weeks, months and years?
Thank you. Avvalan biz aytdik. O'zbekiston asosiy e'tibori bu yaqin
The main attention of Uzbekistan in the nearest future would be on the infrastructure, to be able to receive 20 million tourists coming to the country. This will be implemented step by step. Of course, it requires time. Just recently, we opened the Center of the Islamic Civilization in Tashkent city with the main task to attract more tourists. 3 months already after the opening, and we see more and more tourists visiting this place because this is already a must-visit destination, must-visit place. And the same would be in Samarkand. It will be the complex of Imam Bukhari. Actually, it was already launched. And on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, more and more people, up to 90,000 people come to this one complex per day. And as you have mentioned previously, this is also a part of the tourism, and we are ready for the new people coming from the new destinations. And of course, we will continue building airports, we will expand the railway connection, and there will be a chance to get to any region of Uzbekistan. We have 14 tourism zones currently in Uzbekistan. So these are newly established zones, and the capacity, the potential is still unlocked, but it will be unlocked in 2 years. To the mic, please.
With private-public partnership, because one of the things that surprised me is the entrepreneurial nature of this country, where You see businesses start up from small bakeries to huge businesses to IPOs happening across the world. Can you tell us, within the tourism, how much the private and the public coincide?
Bizni zalimizda 80% odam xususiy biznesdan kelgan.
80% of our attendees in the audience, they represent the private business. 5-10 years ago, for example, we had only old-style tour operators, travel agencies, and there were no newbies coming into the sector. And the facilities were also outdated. And mostly people were from the construction, textiles, maybe handcraft, etc., etc. They were the representatives of the business community. But now we have more and more people representing tourism as a sector. Why? Because we have more and more tourists, a lot of destinations. So more people are interested in tourism, and this makes us happy. And those who are sitting here, for example, we have our guests from Horizon who came to the forum because they have this great interest in developing tourism. And the rest, they came to implement the existing projects or to come up with new projects. So hopefully it will serve for the future partnerships.
One of the things which, an unseen benefit, but a very important benefit of tourism is well-being. We were talking about the mental health, which is a huge concern across the globe, how that is a benefit of tourism. Condé Nast, the biggest magazine publishing company in the world, their doctor for all the senior executives guides them all when he sees them for a medical check. Have you got a holiday booked? If you have a holiday booked, brackets, book Uzbekistan, you will have something to think about, positive, when you are going through the normal challenges of work. I think what we've learned today is that there's ambition, there's growth, and there's pleasure. There's pleasure in the hospitality, there's pleasure in the conservation, there's pleasure in the historic, there's pleasure in the modern, there's pleasure in attracting transport, infrastructure, all the things which are a key part. Tourism seems almost an inadequate word to have as the umbrella over all these different things. I'm going to end by thanking everyone, all our guests. Thank you very much indeed for being here. And I'm going to take something which Abdulaziz said in his speech, and I've written down a version of it, but I think it summarizes where we all are, what we all think, and what we all hope. Some industries move goods. Others move money. Tourism moves people. When people move, economies, culture, and ideas move with them. And if I could ask you all to give a burst of applause for everyone here who has contributed to that sense that tourism moves the dial. Thank you very much indeed.
So, yeah.